How's it going, everybody? Today we actually have an awesome science experiment for y'all. We actually have a 2016 Nismo 370 that came in and it was bone stock, and we wanted to see what the most effective parts there are, all motor, there are available for this car and how much power we can make with them. There's a lot of little individual parts that you can buy that end up showing $300 to $500 out here and there for minimal gains, if any gains. A lot of them are combination dependent. We wanted to stick with the primary restriction points of this particular motor, the 3.7 VHR. Based on my testing over the last year and a half with this engine, we were able to figure out there's a couple of critical things that once they're assessed will free up a lot of power. So today we're actually going to show you how to gain 50 horsepower with 3 or 4 bolt-ons, right around $2,000 in parts, which means that 50 additional horsepower, still naturally aspirated, NA reliability, still cost effective, and still on 93 octane. No changing fuels, no upgrading injectors, none of that. So like I said, we have a Nissan 370Z here. We actually brought it with everything completely factory, and we dynoed it as is, and I'll show you what we started with. So this is what the factory graph looks like. On this dyno in 4th gear, SAE, was made 282 and 235 torque. So after that, what we did, the parts combo that we picked out was the Z1 headers and test pipes, straight test pipes, and then the new GReddy RS dual catback. We put those on the car next and dynoed it again with stock air boxes and no tune, and let me show you what we got. So we ended up with 304, so a nice 22 wheel horsepower peak gain up at the top, and then a nice even mid-range gain all through the mid-range there. So the exhaust on these cars, they're very heavily exhaust restricted. There's a lot of back and forth about intakes, what intake is the best, what intake makes the most power. A lot of that, yes, there's a lot that goes into the intake design and what intake you buy. However, there's a lot of it that's how is your exhaust supporting it. So we wanted to pick a really high quality dual exhaust as well as headers and test pipes. And even with the stock intake, we still picked up 22 horsepower from that. After that, we put the intakes on it, and we went ahead and threw a tune on it and got everything fully optimized. Show you that graph next. So we went from 304 to 326. So we picked up another 22 wheel horsepower peak right there. Not too much on torque, another 5 pounds of torque. This gained us a total of 44 wheel horsepower in one day. Not bad for 4 bolt-ons, no porting, stock throttle bodies, 93 octane still. Humidity was pretty decent today, but we did everything in the same day, so the conditions are really similar. It gives us a good comparison all the way through. We're walking out with another 19 pounds of torque as well, so it should help liven the car up a lot on the street. But yeah, that's all for today, and if you have any other questions, just let me know. Thank you.